In today's video, we're going to be talking about multiplying terms with exponents. So in the last lesson, we talked about what an exponent means and the different terms of an exponent. And basically that when you have an exponent, it means you're taking the base and multiplying it by itself numerous times. We're going to apply those concepts to today's lesson. So if we have the example 2 to the third times 2 to the fourth, I'm going to write this out expanded. So 2 to the third is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the fourth is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then I just multiply it out. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64, times 2 is 128. So this ends up being 128, right? Or another way to write that is you count the number of 2's. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2's. So this is actually 2 to the 7th. And 2 to the 7th is 128. So one way you can look at a shortcut, if you look at the exponents here, 3 and 4, how do you get 3 and 4 to be 7? Well, you add them. You keep the base and you add the exponents. So that's how you multiply terms with exponents. You keep the base, it stays at 2. You don't multiply these together. You keep the base, add the exponents. All right, let's look at another expression. All right, let's look at 2 to the second times 3 to the third times 2 to the fourth times 3 to the fifth. With these, let's expand it out first. Let's do that. Why don't we expand it out? So we have 2 2's, right? Oops. 2 times 2. And then we have 4 2's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3 3's. 1, 2, 3. And we have 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in total, if I count up the number of 2's, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 2 to the 6th. And over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 3's. So times 3 to the 8th. So that's a simpler way to write that. And you could evaluate that and figure out what 2 to the 6th is. Let's just do that to figure out what it is. All right, so we have my scientific calculator. 2 to the 6th is 64. And 3 to the 8th is 6,561. Big number to figure out what it is, 6,561. We multiply those out. You get 419,904. All right. But a lot of these problems are going to ask you to simplify with the exponents. All right. So let's look at something else. let's look at three. Let's throw in some variables in here. 3x to the second times 4x to the fifth. So whenever you're multiplying two terms together, what you do is you multiply the exponents, or not the exponents, the coefficients, right? The numbers out in front, 3 times 4. You multiply those out and you get 12. And then you count the number of x's. All right, so there's 2 here. So we have x, x, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you get a total of 12x to the 7th. So with these problems, you multiply the numbers out in front, keep the base, keep the x, and add the exponents. Same thing goes with a fraction. Let me make it a little bit more challenging. Let's do 1/2 xy to the second multiplied by 10 x to the second y to the third. All right. So again, you multiply the numbers out in front. 1/2 times 10 is 5. Count the number of x's. There's 1 here. There's 2 here. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then we count the number of y's. There's 2 here and 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To get a grand total of 5x to the third, y to the fifth. So again, multiply the numbers out in front. Keep the bases, add the exponents. So use these rules to apply them to the problems you're going to work on in class. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching.